Mountaineers. Bottom three. Wilson, sit down. 7 consecutive strikeouts in 7 at-bats for Preston Wilson. Do we hear 8? This time Jorge De La Rosa. 0-2 pitch, smoked. But right at Corey Koski, who gets the force at second. Wilson's streak ends at 7, his dubious streak. And speaking of streaks, Carlos Lee on quite a run. Top 8. His 6th homer in his last 7 games off Ezekiel Estacio. And the Brewers cut what was once an 11-2 lead down to 12-10 in the 8th, but Adam Everett providing the eventual game-winning RBI as Wilson scores the 13th Houston run. They hang on to win this one 13-12. Morgan Ensberg, his 4th straight game with a homer. He knocked out 2. For the first time since the Colt 45s were 6-6 back on April 27th of 1962, the Houston franchise an even 500, now at 3,507 wins and 3,507 losses.
Checking out the latest on the news wires, New York's Newsday is reporting Larry Brown's agent says the 65-year-old Hall of Famer will coach the Knicks again next season if he feels as good as he did Tuesday. This as he recovers from a bout with acid reflux. More news right now.
Bulger going deep, one-on-one coverage, it's caught! Vick throwing deep, man open, it is caught! What a catch by Davis! Lewis comes out throwing, zips one, what a catch by Vick! Vick on the roll, he's across the line of scrimmage, up the sideline!
Welcome to CSTV's Retrovision. I'm Seth Davis of Sports Illustrated. In 1999, the Virginia Tech Hokies looked to be a team that was headed for history. Going into this game, Tech had dominated its competition on the way to an undefeated start. Led by All-American defensive end Corey Moore, the Hokies were giving up less than 10 points a game and had established themselves as one of the elite defenses in the country. The defense was imposing, but it was a player on offense getting all the attention, Michael Vick. Only a redshirt freshman, Vick dazzled his opponents with an unparalleled combination of elusiveness and arm strength. With Vick leading the offense, the third-ranked Hokies had their sights set on a national championship. One of the stops on this championship quest was Morgantown, where the Hokies were set to play West Virginia. Despite the strong leadership from senior quarterback Mark Bulger and tight end Anthony Beck, the Mountaineers were a struggling football team at 3-5. Beck recently told us what it felt like to be a part of this rivalry.
It was always a tough physical game. Virginia Tech was always one of the top teams in our division. I just remember it was just a lot of hard hitting, a lot of physical, a lot of trash talking. The teams didn't like each other, and that's the way it was when they came to our field. And it was always a hard-fought game, and it was always close.
Morgantown is never an easy place to play, and with so much at stake for the Hokies, the Mountaineer fans were in no mood to be gracious hosts. It's Virginia Tech and West Virginia right here on CSTV's Retrovision.
Mark Bulger, the senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, out of Central Catholic High School, the same school that produced the great Dan Marino. But not just the absence of Sean Foreman and David Saunders, the great wide receivers of a year ago you mentioned, Todd. Amos Zaraway, the all-time leading Big East rusher, is now in the NFL. He left a year early and is with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had a veteran offensive line last year. This is a new group this season.
Yeah, a lot of variables and the injuries, particularly for a guy like Mark Bulger, because he is a finesse player. I mean, he is really a talented thrower, throws a lot of things on timing and has a very quick release. And when he's banged up a little bit, it's tough for him to execute this offense, but he is healthy now.
Pittsburgh threw for 427 yards last week against Tech. We expect to see a lot of throws from Bulger today. But they want to stay balanced, and they run with Avon Coburn on first down. And a quality gain of 9 out to the 29. Coburn is their leading rusher. He is a freshman, redshirt, with Anthony Green, the blocking fullback, Ivy and Ossagay to the wide receivers, and Beck, an All-American candidate at tight end. Up front, Wes Hours, who was the starting fullback against Virginia Tech last year, moves in at left guard. Second down and 1. Coburn again with a first down. Out to the 35. Nick Sorensen, the safety, made the tackle. Virginia Tech's defense #1 in the nation against the rush. The front four, the great ends, All-American candidates, Engelberger and Moore with the run stoppers, Williams and Bradley in the middle. Solid core of linebackers, Michael Hawks, a second-year starter, and Jamel Smith at his third-year starting. Secondary, perhaps a weakness if you really had to try and point out something. The safety play could be a little bit better. Ike Charlton and Anthony Midget both banged up last week against Pitt. Each had to leave the game. Both returned to start this week. Timeout called by Bulger with the play clock about to expire.
Hey, Zachary.
Ready?
Yes. You looking good. Great hit.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 166. The odds say it's time to listen. To learn the signs of autism, visit autismspeaks.org.
With great privilege comes great responsibility. My generation felt that as younger people, and it's time for us to feel that again.
Growing up economically challenged, I understand what it means to be destitute. I understand how it feels to be hungry. If you help someone else, it comes around at a time when you might need help.
I like what I do. It gives me a lot of satisfaction. This is a great country. If people were to go ahead and step up to the plate by volunteering or doing something for their fellow man, this country will be greater than it ever was.
Today, our efforts are needed more than ever.
Because as a generation, we do have work to do.
Join thousands by finding which opportunity is best for you.
Lead, inspire, change the world. Again. Call 1-800-424-8867 today or visit www.getinvolved.gov.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
For instant access to all of the latest college football news, scores, highlights, and analysis, bookmark CSTV.com.
One of the great coaches of his time in college football, Don Nehlen, 63 years old, in his 20th season here, winning as coach in West Virginia history. His team this season will need to win out, win its remaining 3, including this one, to have a winning season and be bowl eligible. Bowling Green graduate, former head coach there, and he's been here at West Virginia a lot longer than he ever expected. With great success. On first down, the 3 wide receivers in the game. They run again with Coburn around the corner and taken down by the outside linebacker Jamel Smith. But that's another good gain of 5. They're rushing successfully against the nation's best rush defense, and the success of Coburn, the key this season for West Virginia. The 3 games that he has rushed for 100 yards. West Virginia won all 3 when he's been held under 100 yards. They've lost all 5. He rushed for more than 100 against Miami of Ohio, Rutgers, and Temple. Those are the 3 Mountaineer victories. 2 tight ends into the ball game. Coburn tries the middle for just a yard. That'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
And the key thing for West Virginia, a very positive start on first down. It's very important that you gain yardage on first down and keep some balance in your offense against Virginia Tech. The first down, they got 9 on a run. This last first down, they got 5. 3rd down and 3, 4, 5 yardage. Very workable for the West Virginia offense. Where Virginia Tech creates a lot of problems is when they get you in those 3rd and long situations.
3rd down and 4. with 3 wide receivers into the game. Quick throw by Bulger. That is caught, but it appears to be short of a first down for Corey Ivy as Ike Charlton drove him back. It's very close to a first down, just short of the 45-yard line.
This was an audible to the quick slant, trying to get the first down, but Charlton right there on the coverage. As soon as the ball was caught, he made a good solid tackle. And that's the difference with your boundary cornerback, which Charlton is. He's more physical. How did they take care of Corey Moore? The tight end just gave him a shot on his way out, and then you can see 2 other guys there for him, the left tackle and the tailback. 3 guys wanting to know where Corey Moore was.
Moore, the defensive player of the year in the Big East last year, on his way to that honor in all likelihood again this year. They are just a couple of inches short, and Don Nealon sends the punting unit on. This less than capacity crowd doesn't like it. West Virginia has led the Big East in home attendance each of the past 4 seasons, but this year, with the struggle of the squad, the attendance is down by about 11,000 per game. They're averaging just under 44,000. Here's Mark Fazzoleri, the redshirt freshman punter from Washington, Pennsylvania, not far from here in Morgantown. And Ricky Hall's back deep in another area in which the Hokies have always excelled under Frank Beamer's special teams.
Yeah, and this is their best thing, is the punt block. And you take a look at their block kicks more than any other team in the 90s. And they call it the pride and joy. That's what they call their punt block team, their pride and joy. And most of the pressure comes up the middle when they come after the punter.
There's 2 block kicks this year for Tech. The team's so concerned about protection that they don't cover as well. That time a good job done on the coverage by James Davis of West Virginia. A 41-yard punt by Fazzoleri and a 2-yard return. No score. Virginia Tech on offense after this.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
For instant access to all of the latest college football news, scores, highlights, and analysis, bookmark CSTV.com.
If you have diabetes, then you know what this is. It's your lifeline. Luckily for us, these new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Access Diabetic Supply will send you one of these new meters, no charge. That's free. And if you have Medicare or private insurance, your testing supplies may also be covered. Call Access now to see if you qualify. They bill Medicare or your insurance company directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free. Call now and find out why thousands of people choose Access.
For more information, call 1-800-371-2136. Operators are standing by. Call now.
Access is America's choice for diabetic supplies. Call Access today. You'll be glad you did.
Over the last 100 years, millions of NCAA student athletes have gone pro in something other than sports.
Back in Morgantown, Virginia Tech on offense for the first time. Big improvement of the Tech team this year, the offense, because of the amazingly quick development of the redshirt freshman Michael Vick from Newport News, Virginia. Those are his numbers for the season. Particularly impressive over the last 4 games. Michael Vick, one of the impressive aspects of his performance in those 4, he has not committed a turnover. On first down, the Big East's leading rusher, Chiron Stiff, out near the 19-yard line, where he was taken down by Ryan Brady. The rest of the offense around Vick. Stith with Jarrett Ferguson, the fullback, Emmett Johnson and Andre Davis, the wideouts, and Derek Carter, the tight end. Davis can fly. And up front, Keith Short returns to the starting center spot after missing the last 2 games with a sprained knee. This has been a very solid group all year long.
It's a big addition getting their center back, too. He really is a pretty good player in there for them.
And Short's the only senior. Vick throws wide open, caught for a first down and much more. Ricky Hall into Mountaineer territory and collared out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And that's a gain of 41 for the Hokies. Gary Tompkins made the tackle.
Great protection this time. West Virginia, the only way they're going to get pressure on Michael Vick is to bring blitzes, to bring other people. Their front people just are not going to be able to generate much pressure, and you can't give this guy that much time in the pocket. He is very poised for a young quarterback. Ricky Bussell has done a great job of teaching him the offense, bringing him along. That time he was patient and waited for the crossing route to open up for him.
17th catch of the season for Hall. He had 37 last year. With Davis's development, Hall not involved in as many big plays. Stith took the pitch and went out of bounds at the 38. A gain of 3. Kyle Caden and Gary Tompkins made the tackle. The West Virginia defense uncharacteristically poor this year. They're small up front with Lake, Robinette, Brady, and Thurston. The linebackers, the strength of the defense. Caden between Barrett Green, who's their best defensive player, and Chris Edmonds. And in the secondary, the 4-year player Bastine at corner, Scooter Davis at the other corner, Tompkins and Sensabaugh, the safeties. And like the Hokies, the safety play could be improved for West Virginia. 2nd and 7. On the delay. Nothing doing this time for Stith. Stop for a loss. This West Virginia defense 99th in the country out of 114 teams against the run. They're allowing 201 yards per game. On the other side, Virginia Tech 8th in the nation in rushing at 250 yards per game. That seems to be the formula for plenty of success on the ground today for the Hokies.
Yeah, and even though West Virginia has had problems and they aren't very big up front, I watched that film pretty close last week against Miami. They played exceptionally well on defense until the 4th quarter when they got tired in the Orange Bowl in the heat. They got worn down. But right now, it's a cooler day. They're fresh. I think they're playing better on defense than they have earlier in the year.
They come with a blitz on 3rd and 9, and Vick is sacked back at midfield.
That's what you have to do to this guy. He's a young quarterback, and you've got to bring a lot of pressure on him and try to confuse him. Don't allow him to get his feet set. Don't allow him to look downfield. Bring as much heat as you can. But that means take some chances. You got to take some chances. West Virginia went with a sellout there. They played man and brought the pressure. And a good defensive series for the Mountaineers.
Ryan Brady in on the sack. And here's Jimmy Kibble, first team All Big East punter each of the last 2 years, leading the Big East in punting again this year. But that wasn't his best effort. He was averaging 42 yards per punt, but that took a bounce backward and went out of bounds at the 26, a 24-yard punt.
What are you setting your sights on? And when you see it, will you be ready? Just pick up the phone, dial 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll get this free DVD. You'll learn about the hundreds of opportunities the Army can offer you. Skills, education, healthcare. Call 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll also get this free Boonie hat. Whatever you're looking for, the Army can help you find it.
Hammer throw is tough. It isn't just you against a 9-pound ball. It's you against yourself. It's pure concentration, and you have to dig deep inside to find every throw. It's brutal. I had to study biomedical engineering just to relax.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us are going pro in something other than sports.
In times of danger and disaster, in times of peace and times of war, in times of joy and times of pain, in every corner of the world, and right here at home, for their families, for their futures, for for the incredible sacrifice they make for all of us, so that someday they can return to the people they love and the things they hold in their hearts. For all of this, it's this simple. We need them, they need us, and we need you. The USO. Until everyone comes home. To find out more about the USO and how you can help, visit USO.org.
On April 30th, a new era begins. The first in an evolution of college sports. As a new chapter is written, leaders will emerge and champions will rise. The 2006 CSTV Collegiate Nationals, games for a new generation.
Welcome back to CSTV's Retrovision, where it's been a defensive struggle early on. The Mountaineers are backed up against their own end zone and have a tough drive ahead of them.
And right now, Virginia Tech in a scoreless tie with West Virginia. The opening moments of the second quarter, worst field position for the Mountaineers. Bulger back into his own end zone on 1st and 10. And that pass is out of bounds, looking for Corey Ivy. Ivy was covered by Corey Bird. High formation now on 2nd and 10. The Mountaineers from their own 5. The delay and a big hole for Coburn. Let the Hokies close the hole quickly. Jake Housewright, a backup linebacker, made the initial hit. Ben Taylor and Jamel Smith helped finish off Coburn. Well, we have a battle in the air here today as well. We saw Neyland must go, and now we see a plane carrying a banner in support of Don Neyland.
Well, count me in that number, Sean. I'm a big fan of Don Neyland. Of course, part of that, he's from Canton, Ohio, my hometown. I went to the same college, played football with my dad, but he is a fine football coach, and he's done a great job here.
Bulger in trouble, throws, caught by the tight end, Anthony Becht. First down out to the 27-yard line.
Sean, I think this was supposed to be a design throwback to the tight end, but when Mark Bulger went to throw the first time, Becht was not open. This is a great job by a senior quarterback showing some poise and patience. Watch as he turns to throw back now to the tight end. It's not there. So he buys a little more time and allows Becht to uncover and then gets him the football. Good protection as well, allowing Bulger to have the football that long.
17 yards on the gain. Becht, an All-American candidate at tight end out of Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, the Philadelphia area. Nothing doing on the run for Coburn. Carl Bradley wrapped him up. There's Anthony Becht of Monsignor Bonner in the Philadelphia area. This was the only Division I scholarship offer that he had. And we talk about the skill of Don Neyland and his staff, taking players nobody else wanted, in part because they have to. It's a hard place to get players to come to. Becht was a 185-pound wide receiver in high school. Now he's a 265-pound tight end, one of the best in the nation. First down on the completion to Corey Ivy. Larry Austin the tackle. Well, that's 15 more on the completion for Bulger. Becht is an excellent student here, marketing major at West Virginia. He's going to finish up his academic load in December. And part of an interesting competition within the Big East, the Tucker Anthony Stock Challenge. The 13 Big East schools have 4 or 5 students from each school who get $250,000 in play money, and they invest that money over a period of several months. Becht was part of the winning team in the Big East 2 years ago. Better than 20% return on the money, and they're competing in that again this year. They just started. He said in the first week they made about $25,000.
Yeah, we were all scrambling for our cell phones after lunch too.
We wanted his tips. Coburn carried out to midfield on first down. Nathaniel Williams and Larry Austin took him down. But that really is a typical West Virginia story. They take players that perhaps other programs don't want or miss. You describe them as projects. and they try to make them into productive players, and they have a great track record under Don Nehlen of doing that.
Well, Mark Bulger the same way. He was not a highly recruited quarterback, but has been extremely productive. Holds 25 school records now. Can't make that connection, but
last year against the Hokies, 26 completions, the most ever by a quarterback in this rivalry. He threw for 346 yards last week at Miami. You mentioned he wasn't all that highly recruited either, but his other major choice was Virginia Tech. And he wanted to go to Virginia Tech, and his parents said, no, we want you to go to West Virginia. He yielded to the wishes of his parents. He said his mom particularly liked Don Nehlen.
Well, he's a good man. I mean, Frank Beamer's a good man, too. That's a hard choice to make between those two guys.
Coburn carries on 3rd down and has the first down to the 45 of Virginia Tech, where Michael Hawks made the tackle.
Talked about the 3rd down situations that you want to be in. Dan Simrell said, if we're 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, I'm real comfortable with that. When you have the threat of run or pass, and there's Dan Simrell right there, you have the threat of run or pass, it makes it a whole lot easier on 3rd down. They go for the little run there. They pick up the first down inside Virginia Tech territory.
And Simrell, former head coach at the University of Toledo, was a great quarterback at that school, was in the UT Hall of Fame, winning as coach at Toledo. Dan Simrell.
Got a check to a throw here.
Bulger did, but he has nobody open and scurries back for a loss of 1. That will be a sack, credited to John Engelberger, the other of the bookend terrific defensive ends for Tech. Bud Foster, the defensive coordinator, told us Engelberger is our best defensive player.
Yeah, best all-around player. You see, Porter was open early. Mark Bulger couldn't throw it on time, and when he tried, he did the smart thing going upfield, but Engelberger there to finish him off. Engelberger is much bigger than Corey Moore. I mean, he's 6'4", 265, and he can run. And when they lost Nathaniel Williams, he actually moved inside and played tackle. So he's a very versatile player for Bud Foster.
At that size, he still runs a 4.55 40. Bulger going deep, one-on-one coverage. It's caught. Corey Ivy, first down. Out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. There's a flag downfield. Roniel Whitaker in coverage.
Well, there was some pushing and shoving here. It might have been a push off by Corey Ivy.
Wow.
Boy, it sure didn't look very bad, though. That is what they're calling. Man.
Over and over again, they execute a play, and they get a very shaky call that brings them all the way back to their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, that's a real tough call at home against your team, because that was not very much contact at all. A beautiful throw and catch.
I would assume if that's going to be called, then there will be absolutely no hand fighting on the perimeter all day long. That throw high, intended for Ivy again. Corey Bird had the coverage. So that pass deflected and incomplete. And what a game changer that pass interference call was.
They had momentum. They had things going. They had it deep into Virginia Tech territory, clearly at least in field goal range. And now they have to punt the football back to the Hokies.
Fazzolari's on again. And Ricky Hall is standing at his own 10-yard line.
Thing about Virginia Tech's pressure on the punter, even though they've only gotten one punt block this year, you just always have to be alert.
They're not coming on the rush. Fazzolari kicking it all over the place and finally gets off a low line drive. And it goes out of bounds at the 45. And that's an example of what you're talking about, just in anticipation of the rush.
Right. I mean,
you can start to become unglued. It was a low snap by Rick Oliar.
Yeah, the center is so concerned with the pressure right over his nose, he doesn't make a good snap. And this happens every week. They either get a shank or they get the punter to drop the football. The pressure and the stress get to him.
CBS Sports coverage of the Home Depot College football will continue after this word from your local station.
Hoop fans, don't miss your chance to go to the 2007 Men's Final Four at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, March 31st and April 2nd. Log on to NCAAsports.com to apply for your tickets online. That's NCAAsports.com.
And don't forget the 2007 Women's Final Four, April 1st and 3rd at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for tickets online. That's ncaasports.com, the official website of the NCAA.
With great privilege comes great responsibility. My generation felt that as younger people, and it's time for us to feel that again.
Growing up economically challenged, I understand what it means to be destitute. I understand how it feels to be hungry. You help someone else, it comes around at a time when you might need help.
I like what I do. It gives me a lot of satisfaction. This is a great country. If people were to go ahead and step up to the plate by volunteering or doing something for their fellow man, this country will be greater than it ever was.
Today, our efforts are needed more than ever.
Because as a generation, we do have work to do.
Join thousands by finding which opportunity is best for you.
Lead, inspire, change the world. Again. Call 1-800-424-8867 today or visit www.getinvolved.gov.
He makes the grab. College baseball is great. We have a lot of great players.
These kids are playing because they love the baseball game.
The games take on a playoff-type atmosphere.
Sliding grab.
They're very intense.
It's college baseball. You can't beat it.
Come home to college baseball.
Here's the throw.
Come home to college baseball.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
West Virginia looking for just its third win ever against a team ranked in the top 5. WVU 2-26 all time against top 5 teams. Their last win against the top 5 foe in 1993 when they beat Miami, then ranked number 4, 17-14. From the 45, great field position, and up the middle goes Andre Kendrick in the Mountaineer territory and down short of a first down after a gain of 8. The fullback stuffed. Nothing for Cullen Hawkins, the junior from Pittsburgh, whose father Scott was a starter linebacker in the late 60s for Virginia Tech.
And Cullen Hawkins went to Upper St. Clair High School in Pittsburgh, and that's where Virginia Tech had their workout yesterday. They have the same AstroTurf in that high school stadium as West Virginia has here, so the Hokies built that into their travel schedule to work out at Upper St. Clair on Friday for their walkthrough.
Fans trying to spur on this Mountaineer defense, which has played so well. 3rd and 2. Kendrick gets outside. He may go. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
You see this so often in short yardage situations. Everybody's committing to the line of scrimmage. They're all trying to stop the short run, and then you get a missed tackle, and it's off to the races. And right here, the free safety, Rick Sherrod, out of position. Rick Sherrod is a very, very talented guy, a young player out of Charleston, West Virginia, but he was kind of benched this week in favor of Bruce Sensabaugh because of getting out of position.
The extra point good by Shane Graham. It's a 47-yard touchdown run by Kendrick, and a 7-0 Hokie lead.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
For instant access to all of the latest college football news, scores, highlights, and analysis, bookmark CSTV.com.
If you or a loved one was diagnosed with mesothelioma, call the number on your screen now. Mesothelioma is a rare cancer linked to asbestos exposure. Exposure to asbestos in mills, shipyards, or in the heating, automotive, and construction industries may have put you at risk.
Please, don't wait. Call now at 1-800-251-3766. That's 1-800-251-3766.
You fall at home. Life Alert can get you help fast, even when you cannot reach your phone.
When you have a heart attack like I did, and there's no one there, Life Alert was there for me.
Thanks to Life Alert, you can live alone without ever being alone. And that's why I wear one.
Please call 1-800-948-8844 for free information about Life Alert. That's 1-800-948-8844, or visit us on the web at the address on your screen. Don't delay. Call us now.
Than any other cancer among children under the age of 20. That's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's goal. For more information on how you can help cure blood cancers, leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma, call 1-888-HELP-LLS or visit lls.org. Soccer is about scoring goals. Life is about reaching goals. Help these kids reach theirs. Contact the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society today.
Jimmy Kibble will kick off. Richard Bryant back deep with Lewis Daniels. They're without Sean Terry, one of their best return men. It's a popped-up kickoff, and it's going to roll all the way back into the end zone. He throws the ball back, and it is brought into the end zone by Virginia Tech's Lamar Cobb. Lewis Daniels threw the ball from the goal line back to about the 5, and Lamar Cobb ran it in. Just a terrible play by the redshirt freshman who's face down to the turf. He can't believe what he just did. There is a flag down on the play. He has been running kicks back this year for the Mountaineers.
Well, it was the placement of the kick that really fooled West Virginia. Kibble normally drives that ball deep, and this was a purposely designed little pooch kickoff, and Daniels should have fielded that on the fly rather than let it bounce, and then just the youthful mistake.
Oh, yeah. Lamar Cobb, for the moment, has scored a touchdown, but the officials have thrown a flag. Don Nealon saying he was in the end zone.
Illegal forward pass on the receiving team. The penalty been forced half the distance to the goal. First down.
And that's a huge break for West Virginia. Now the question is, how can it be half the distance to the goal if he was in the end zone? He was very close to straddling that goal line.
Wow. Huge break for the Mountaineers.
Wow. And the most relieved man in America right now is Lewis Daniels. Cooper Rigo in a tailback. Bulger's going to throw out of the end zone. He throws incomplete. In the direction of Anthony Beck, who was covered by Ike Charlton. The last time the Mountaineers had the ball, it was at the 5-yard line. And they did move the ball actually across midfield before the pass interference penalty, moving them back into their own end. Bulger's over for his last 4. Frank Beamer still trying to figure out what this was all about.
One last look at it as you see the ball bouncing to the goal line. He gets possession there, and is the ball across the plane. That's the key.
Cooper Rigo takes the dangerous deep handoff and moves out to the 4. Where it'll be third down. At about 7, Nathaniel Williams and Carl Bradley, the defensive tackles, combining on the stop on Rigo, the transfer from Notre Dame. He sat out last year as a transfer. He was the scoring leader in the state of New Jersey as a senior at St. Joseph. Rushed for more than 2,400 yards that year and scored 35 touchdowns, 244 points to lead New Jersey in scoring. He comes out. Coburn's back in, another New Jersey native from Cherry Hill. Play clock at 2. Bulger took the snap out of the gun. He throws, incomplete. Looking for Coburn. Ben Taylor, a linebacker in coverage, and look out for the rush team of Virginia Tech as Fazzolari will have to punt out of the end zone.
And as we saw on the last one, it's not just the rush, but it's the threat of the rush. It causes punters to do crazy things, drop snaps, causes centers to make bad snaps, because you're always aware of their ability to come after the punt and make a play.
Fazzolari's punt returned by Hall out to midfield. There is a flag down in the end zone. A 55-yard punt after the adventure of moments ago for Fazzolari. The 9-yard return, but we'll investigate the laundry on the field.
Illegal procedure on the kicking team. Only 6 men in the line of scrimmage.
I think they'll make him kick it again. If I'm Frank Beamer, I'm thinking,
oh yeah,
worst case scenario, you know, we get a little better field position, a chance for a better return. Only 6 guys on the line of scrimmage. You got to have 7.
Procedure on the kicking team. 6 men on the line of scrimmage. The penalty would be half the distance to the goal. Fourth down again.
And Frank Beamer told us that, you know, our blocks are down, but our yardage in the kicking game is up. You can see just a little bit too much of a wing right in here. You've got to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 on the line of scrimmage. You got to have 7 up on the line of scrimmage. But he told us, you know, the blocks are down, but our yardage is up.
Right.
We still have the advantage in field position. Our return game is better than it's been. And it all kind of stems off of that ability and that reputation for rushing the punter. And here again, a timeout by West Virginia.
They only had 10 men on the field this time. In the last play, they didn't have enough men on the line. Now they don't have enough men on the field. And West Virginia's out of timeouts with 5:49 left in the half. Virginia Tech leads 7-0.
The odds of a child being in a fatal automobile accident are 1 in 23,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 166. The odds say it's time to listen. To learn the signs of autism, visit autismspeaks.org.
Purchase Skywalker, the David Thompson story on VHS or DVD. Get the complete program as seen on TV, plus an additional 15 minutes of highlights, photographs, and interviews. Call and order now at 1-800-510-1913 or order online at TriMotionFilms.com. See more with Michael Jordan. How would he have guarded David Thompson?
That would be tough.
Buy the VHS or the DVD, the t-shirt, and the books. Call and order now at 1-800-510-1913.
I was responsible for bruises, abrasions, and a few stitches. After I graduated, I became a nurse. It only seemed fair.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
On April 30th, a new era begins. The first in an evolution of college sports. As a new chapter is written, leaders will emerge. And champions will rise. The 2006 CSTV Collegiate Nationals, games for a new generation.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
Virginia Tech leads 7-0, and you know they'll be all out after Fazzolari here with the punt coming from the back of the end zone. He has to be careful not to step on that white area.
Yeah, can't have any false steps. It's just catch and kick. Just get it out of there is all he's got to be thinking.
And he did, and it's a shank. But it takes a great bounce past Ricky Hall. He let it roll, and look at this.
Wow.
What do they call that sport on the ice where they have the brooms and they
curling?
Yeah, that's what they look like they're doing right there.
There's Lewis Daniels. You don't think he's happy right now? He was the guy that mishandled the kick.
He was also the guy who was late coming on the field while they had 10 men on the field. Then had to use the timeout. That finally rolls dead inside the 21-yard line. That is a 78-yard punt. The longest of his career for Fazzolari. He's a redshirt freshman in his first year. He won the punting job during the preseason competition. The longest punt in West Virginia history, 90 yards by Todd Sauerbrunn against Nebraska in '94. And of course, he went on to the NFL.
And Frank Beamer elected to take that penalty. They had the ball in the 48. He elected to make him kick it again.
He did the right thing.
He did. Yeah. Ricky Hall didn't do the right thing. Now Tech has the ball in the 20.
Option by Vick. They pitch it to Chiron Stiff. Out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Run out by Kyle Caden. That's 18 yards on the run for Stiff.
Virginia Tech doesn't run a ton of option, but they do enough of it that they make you defend it. And Michael Vick is so dangerous running the football, has great speed and strength, and really makes good decisions on that option. But it's just another weapon that they have in their offense. And again, you've always known about their defense and special teams. This year, their offense has kind of completed the picture for the Hokies.
On their own 38. Stiff again, this time dropped for a 1-yard loss by Mark Thurston and Ryan Brady.
Can't say enough of the defensive front for West Virginia in this ball game in the first half. They've played pretty well. They're an undersized group. They don't have a lot of depth. It's a pretty physical group. Offensive line for Virginia Tech that's leaning on them here on the inside, but they've held their own pretty well here in the first half of play.
Approaching 4.5 minutes left in the first half. 7-0 Virginia Tech. After the play action fake, Vick wanted to throw on 2nd and 11. Now he looks to run, and he's out to the 43, where he was stopped by Antoine Lake. And it'll be 3rd down, and they'll need 5 to move the chains.
What Steve Dunlap has done in this first half is if Virginia Tech has stayed in regular personnel, then they've gone with a lot of man blitzes. They've come after Michael Vick. It looks like Virginia Tech's still in regular personnel. Let's see if he comes after Vick again on 3rd and 5.
3rd down and 5. Out of the gun, Vick with a lot of time again. Throws. Incomplete. He had a man, but Emmett Johnson couldn't make the grab right at the first down marker. And Virginia Tech will be forced to punt again.
Little change up that time. They only rushed 4 and they played zone. They made Michael Vick read the coverage and find the open man, and he couldn't make the throw. Another big stop for the Mountaineers here in the first half.
Here's Kibble having another excellent day, as he was helped by the fact that last time West Virginia had nobody back to receive the punt. They were on the all-out block, and Kibble's kick ran down to the 5-yard line. This is his poorest effort. And again, the backspin with the Balata ball. Out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Maybe even the 38. Just a 20-yard punt by Kibble. Bulger throws, man open, incomplete. Corey Ivy had a step on Roniel Whitaker. Well, we said we'd try to get you some clarification on the very bizarre play on the kickoff, and here's Michelle.
Well, we've spoken with John Sophie, Sean. He's the supervisor of the Big East officials. Here's what he said, that Lewis Daniels had possession of the ball and did not break the plane of the goal line. Therefore, it was an illegal forward pass. And once it was an illegal forward pass, it was dead. Had he broken the plane of the goal line, it would have been a safety, but he didn't. That's the explanation we've gotten. Back to you.
Well, that question of had he broken the plane of the end zone is very much up for debate. Bulger throws, flag down, the pass high and incomplete. There's a flag on the sideline as well, where Whitaker was jousting with Jerry Porter. Also a flag thrown right along the interior of the offensive line.
Sean, I'm watching Mark Bulger a little bit now. He's thrown the ball pretty well in this game so far, but he appears to be having a little problem with his finger again. He seems to be holding it and paying a little more attention to it than he was earlier.
On the offense, pass interference. On the defense, the penalties will offset. Repeat the down.
Take a look at the previous play as he threw the ball. He get his hand in there or get it out of there in time. Yeah, he did. He stung it, and I was watching him after that play, and he was kind of favoring it. That's one of those things that it's not going to heal until the year's over. I mean, he's back and he can throw, but every time he dings it on a handoff or on a throw on a helmet, it's really going to hurt him.
So it's 2nd and 10 again. Again, they run the draw. Coburn into the secondary. Out of bounds inside the Hokie 40 at the 39. Run out by Ike Charlton. 23 yards for Coburn and a first down for West Virginia.
Sean, the reason this sprint draw is such an effective play is because of the way Virginia Tech likes to rush upfield. You get those guys coming upfield, you invite them to do that, and then you give it the ball on a delay handoff to your back. That time, Ike Charlton not in good position to make a play, and Coburn made a nice cut to the sideline.
You got a good block from the center, John Conte. On first down, Coburn again. Leg tackled by Charlton. A gain of 3 to the 36. Coburn, another of those West Virginia players not highly recruited. Missed a lot of his senior year in high school due to an injury, a knee injury. When they played Rutgers and he had a big day, they said he was kind of hollering at the Rutgers side as if to say, you wish you recruited me out of New Jersey now, as he went for 141 against the Scarlet Knights. 2nd and 7. Virginia Tech leads 7-0. No timeouts left for West Virginia. Broken play. Bulger throws incomplete. He throws, caught. Very close to a first down at the 30. It looks like Corey Ivy is just a little bit short, although the official running in from the far side is going to give him a better spot near the 29. Nick Sorensen made the hit. It might have prevented the first down.
Well, I thought his forward progress would have got him the first down. It's a nice throw on the quick slant. Good tackle by Sorensen and knocks him back, but I think he's going to get the first down. If not, Don Nehlen at this point probably go for it on this 4th and short.
Is it close? And they have to bend over and look at it. It looks like a first down. It is a first down for Ivy, despite the fine tackle by Sorensen, who was the starting quarterback for 3 games last year for Virginia Tech. Moved over to offense when they had some injuries to the starter Al Clark. Played 3 games, moved back to defense this year.
This is a critical series for Mark Bulger and West Virginia. They've been able to kind of put that bad thing that happened to them with the penalty and the bad kick and the touchdown. They've got momentum again. They need to score some points.
Coburn, nifty cut. And he got belted just shy of the 25. Michael Hawks and Corey Bird combining on the stop. Second and 6. Coburn finds a hole and rips through the defense down to the 10. Nick Sorensen prevented a touchdown. Coburn spotted down at the 9 after a run of 16.
You give credit to this West Virginia offensive line. These guys are doing a nice job in here, opening up some lanes for Coburn. Watch the cutback, the good vision as he sees it right here. Watch him slip through this seam. Nice job, ran right by Nathaniel Williams. And West Virginia in business. Remember, they have no timeouts, so they've got to be really efficient with the clock right here with 1:20 left in the first half.
From the 9, first and goal. 1:15 left in the half. Coburn reverses his field and goes down near the 5. He's over 100 yards rushing now. We showed you the graphic earlier. The 3 games he's rushed for 100 this year, West Virginia has won all 3. The 5 times he has not reached 100, they've lost all 5. That's been the barometer.
Hurry up offense for Mark Bulger. No timeouts. They got to kill the clock with the spike.
Oh my goodness. They didn't need that, did they? 52 seconds left. That's still enough time. You don't have to go to the spike and give up a play.
Now you'd have thought they could got a play called in there at the line of scrimmage if you're in a hurry up mode.
That's just wow. You don't need to be in that big a hurry with 52 seconds to go. Don Newman talking about all the little things, the close calls, the missed tackles, the drop balls, the untimely penalties, and we've seen a few of those, even though they're hanging in there today. Ball to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Corey Ivy.
Sean, this is a designed underthrow. You show fade, you run him to the corner, and the ball is thrown on the back hip of the wide receiver. Charlton has no chance to make the play. It's designed to underthrow, you show fade, and you throw it short.
Jay Taylor trying to tie the game. He does. Was close as to possession by Ivy in bounds, but he did have the foot down. And a 5-yard touchdown reception. And reason to be happy for one of the few times this year for Don Nealon.
Low-fat cheese sandwiches on whole wheat bread are high in calcium to help build strong bodies. Can your food do that? Run, throw, think, eat better. Visit smallstep.gov.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home-video.
Long live the king. The King of Spring is back on CSTV. Everyone believes that they are the rightful heir to the throne, but only one will wear the crown. This spring, the epic continues.
Inside.
Lacrosse, the King of Spring.
Every 5 minutes, someone is diagnosed with blood cancer. Every 10 minutes, someone loses the fight. For more information on how you can help cure blood cancers, leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma, call 1-888-HELP-LLS or visit lls.org.
Hoop fans, don't miss your chance to go to the 2007 Men's Final Four at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, March 31st and April 2nd. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for your tickets online. That's ncaasports.com.
And don't forget the 2007 Women's Final Four, April 1st and 3rd at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for tickets online. That's ncaasports.com, the official website of the NCAA.
Welcome back to CSTV's Retrovision. Mark Bulger has driven his team down the field to tie the game at 7 and has West Virginia in position to pull off the upset. The Mountaineer defense, meanwhile, is doing a great job slowing down Vic and the Hokie offense. Holding the multidimensional quarterback in check was not easy during the 1999 season. With his powerful arm and swift legs, Vic was spectacular and efficient. Along with being named first-team All-American, he also took home the Archie Griffin Award as the nation's top player. Not bad for a redshirt freshman. CSTV talked with West Virginia tight end Anthony Beck about his first impressions of Virginia Tech's sensational signal caller.
Awesome. I mean, great athlete. He ran circles around teams. I remember watching him on TV. I mean, he couldn't be caught. He was a little raw passing the ball, but he had a gun on him. I mean, he just rifled balls through guys. I mean, through hands and chest, everything. I mean, and he was just an all-around great athlete. You had to contain him, or he could single-handedly take over the game and beat you.
Vic's 2 years under center produced more than just awards and on-the-field success. Virginia Tech's ticket sales skyrocketed, and the program received a flurry of national media exposure. Vic almost single-handedly propelled the Tech program to elite status. Now let's see if he can propel Virginia Tech to victory in the second half of this game against West Virginia here on CSTV's Retrovision.
West Virginia and Virginia Tech tied at 7, ready for the start of the third quarter, and Jay Taylor will kick off for the Mountaineers. Chiron Stiff is back deep, along with Cullen Hawkins. Virginia Tech comes in ranked number 3 in the nation, its highest ranking ever. The chance to move up to number 2 with Penn State's loss at home against Minnesota today. An unexpectedly tough battle, unexpected to many, but not to these two teams. It's been a spirited rivalry over the years, regardless of the records. But it was Virginia Tech, Todd, that big favorite coming into today's game. What do the Hokies have to do to get rolling?
Well, I think defensively they've got to stop the run a little bit better. I mean, that's been their forte all season. Offensively, and they've got the ball right now, they've got to get their young quarterback into a little better rhythm. He was 2 of 11 in the first half, and they've got to get the football to Andre Davis. He has been their big play guy all season. He was shut out in that first half, not a single catch.
From the 20 after the touchback. First and 10 for the Hokies. They open in the eye. And the pass complete to Ricky Hall, but he's upended by the rapidly closing Scooter Davis. No gain on the play. Let's take a look at the halftime stats.
The things that really stand out, the rushing yards right there for West Virginia, 95 yards. Coming into the game, Virginia Tech averaging, allowing 60 yards a game, 1.8 yards per carry. West Virginia had some good balance there in the first half, and neither team with a turnover. That could be critical in the second half as well.
And the West Virginia coaches said that yesterday. Absolutely vital they stay away from turnovers. They committed 5 in the narrow loss to Miami last week. Chiron Stiff stacked up a gain of 1. Stiff's now rushed for 36 yards on 11 carries. He came in averaging 112 yards per game rushing to lead the Big East.
You know, the other thing that West Virginia's defense was afforded in that first half, West Virginia offensively held the football for 17 minutes. That allowed this defense to rest on the sidelines. They weren't on the field the whole first half, so they should be very well rested here for the second half.
And that's key due to the lack of depth among the Mountaineer defenders. Third down and 9 from the 21. Crowd roaring. Vic throws on the run. Caught, and it is a first down for Andre Davis. Needed to reach the 30. He got just across it before Perlo Bastine shoved him out.
Well, this play does 2 things for Virginia Tech. Number 1, it gives the quarterback, Michael Vick, a nice little easy completion, and it gets your big play guy, Andre Davis, into the ball game. Lets him break a little sweat, because they're going to need him in this game. They've got to stretch this West Virginia defense a little bit, and he is the guy that has the speed and the big play ability to stretch the Mountaineer defense.
First catch of the day for Davis, the sophomore from Niskayuna, New York. Averaging 25.8 yards per catch to lead the Big East. A rush from the outside. He sidestepped Thurston. Vic throwing deep. Man open. It is caught. What a catch by Davis.
Sean, just what I thought coming out of the locker room. He has been your big play guy. You've got to find a way to get him him the football, get him involved. They got it to him on a short pass, and now they get it to him on his specialty, running deep routes down the field, using that speed. Michael Vick lays it up and says, big fella, go and make a play for me. It's good coverage by Bastide, but the quarterback gave his receiver a chance, and Michael Vick, much-needed confidence coming out of the box here in the third quarter.
57-yard gain. We talked about Davis leading the Big East in average per catch, and he'll help the average. His 5th catch this year of 50 yards or more. He has just 23 receptions. Stiff gets inside the 10, and then he's sent down to the turf at the 9-yard line. Barrett Green with help from Mark Thurston.
We were talking to Ricky Bussell earlier in the week, and he said that Chiron Stith is probably the best all-around back that they've had here in the time that they've been here. And they've had some really good running backs, but he says Chiron is just the best combination. Runner, blocker, receiver. Had a great year this year.
The option. Vick keeps it. Broke one tackle. Lunged ahead near the 6-yard line. Boo Sensabaugh finally made the play with help from Kyle Caden. And it'll be 3rd down. They need to reach the 2 for a first down. They're going to spot the ball right on the 7-yard line. 3 minutes gone by. Second half. 7-7 the score.
Wouldn't be surprised to see option again, maybe the other way to the wide side of the field. Keeping the ball in Michael Vick's hands with a chance to make a play.
The blitz. They run the fullback. Wayne Briggs. Go check that. Jarrett Ferguson with his rush down to the 3-yard line, short of a first down. So a decision for Frank Beamer. He wants to know how far they have to go before he decides on the field goal. And the way this game's going, I think he's wise to take the points.
On the road, your team is, you know, you're playing an underdog team right now that is really playing lights out. Take the points, take the lead.
So here's Shane Graham trying a 20-yard field goal, the equivalent of an extra point, although it's close to the right hash mark. Graham, one of the best in the nation, the senior from Dublin, Virginia, puts the Hokies back on top. 10-7 Virginia Tech early in the 3rd quarter in Morgantown.
The echo in the gym. The squeak of the shoes. The buzzer. The brick. The whistle. The crowd. Swish. I left the game, but it'll never leave me.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us are going pro in something other than sports.
Hi, I'm Landon Donovan of the U.S. Men's National Soccer Team. My goal is to work hard to help the U.S. team win the World Cup this year. But these kids have an even more critical goal.
Surviving cancer. Surviving cancer. Surviving cancer.
Every 5 minutes, someone is diagnosed with blood cancer. Every 10 minutes, someone loses the fight. Curing blood cancers like leukemia, which causes more deaths than any other cancer among children under the age of 20, that's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's goal. For more information on how you can help cure blood cancers, leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma, call 1-888-HELP-LLS or visit lls.org. Soccer is about scoring goals. Life is about reaching goals. Help these kids reach theirs. Contact the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society today.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
Long live the king. The King of Spring is back on CSTV. Everyone believes that they are the rightful heir to the throne, but only one will wear the crown. This spring, the epic continues.
Inside.
Lacrosse, the King of Spring.
Virginia Tech scores on its first possession of the second half. An 8-play, 77-yard drive. The big play, the 57-yard completion. Vic to Andre Davis. And the field goal by Graham put the Hokies back on top. So now Jimmy Kibble will kick off. Richard Bryant back deep with Lewis Daniels. Daniels is back there again, despite the problems he had on the kickoff in the first half. This one's going to come down to Bryant, taking the place of Sean Terry, out for the game with an injury. And I think Richard says Sean Terry can keep that job if he'd like, after the hit he took from Philip Hicks. Just a 12-yard return. Here's Michelle.
Well, you guys, Mark Bulger bruised his right thumb in the first half. That's the thumb on his throwing hand, where he also had that bad index finger. Right now, he's getting that hand iced. And as far as we know, he is out of this ball game, and Brad Lewis will come in as the backup for West Virginia. Back up to you.
Wow. Wow. Another season-long string of tough breaks for West Virginia. Lewis does have playing time this year. He's a sophomore. He hands off to Coburn. They give him an easy play on first down. And Coburn went out to the 17. Carl Bradley made the stop. Brad is a sophomore. His hometown of Shadyside, Ohio, very small, right along the Ohio-West Virginia border. And he saw time this year when Bulger was injured. Started the games against Navy and Rutgers, and the offense played well in both games. They scored 62 on Rutgers, 28 in the loss to Navy. The handoff again. Coburn gets a lead block from the fullback Anthony Green on the corner and has a first down and some breathing room for the offense. Out to the 28, where Jamel Smith is credited with the tackle. A gain of 11 for Coburn.
Boy, two good running plays and two great blocks out in front. Jerry Porter on the first play and Anthony Green on that play. Physical running by Coburn and the Mountaineers. Watch the fullback lead out on this play. They've been running the sprint draw inside. This time they take it outside, and Anthony Green with the block on Charlton. Two good runs in a row for the Mountaineers.
Jerry Porter, the motion man. Lewis, not a very convincing fake. Shows he has some mobility. And he turns it into a gain to the 32. Michael Hawks chased him out.
And the big thing for Brad Lewis right now, he has played and he has some experience, but he hasn't played here for the last couple weeks. He's got to get acclimated to the speed of the game. You know, it's a lot different in practice. He's got to get acclimated to the speed of the game, particularly against a team of this caliber. Virginia Tech, that is their forte, speed on defense. This first series is very critical for him to get a feel for the speed of the game right now.
Lewis passed for more than 5,000 yards at Shadyside High School. All-time leader in the history of that small program. Coburn again out to the 36-yard line, short of a first down. They'll need two to move the chains.
And the more that he can keep running the football, as you see, 123 yards, outstanding day against this vaunted defense. The more success they can have running the football, the better things will be for Brad Lewis.
Two tight ends, two receivers out wide to the left, and Coburn alone back on 3rd and 2. He didn't, well, he might have. It's going to be very close. From where the official's running in on the near side, I think he does have the first down. Jamel Smith made the tackle. He's their leading tackler for this season. Was their leading tackler last year as well. It is a first down. Jamel Smith, one of the 11 semifinalists for the Butkus Award, as the best linebacker in the nation. Now in his senior season from Columbia, South Carolina. A very conservative approach with Lewis in there, but it has been successful. They've moved from the 14 to the 38. Lewis with a lot of time. He throws, caught. Short of the first down. And did the ball come out? They're ruling it an incomplete pass. Corey Ivy stripped of the ball by Nick Sorensen. Looked like it might be a catch. Might be a catch, then a fumble. But they settle on an incomplete pass.
Well, he's going for Ivy in the slot, but the post route by Jerry Porter up top was wide open. The safety bid on the short route, and he might have had a touchdown to Jerry Porter. Watch Porter run right by Sorensen, who jumped on the in route.
Well, perhaps if Bulger's in there, he sees that. We wonder about this. Wow. Didn't look like he ever really had firm possession of that. 2nd and 10. Lewis running for his life. Again makes it a gain across the 40. Out to the 43, pursued by Chad Beasley and Chris Cyrus. A couple of reserve defensive linemen in there right now. But Cyrus sees a lot of playing time, as does Beasley, as they rotate 8 players regularly among that front 4 on defense for Tech.
That's a real luxury that Bud Foster has. I mean, he's got depth at the defensive line position, and if he wants those guys to play, you know, the way they play, chasing the football every down, he's got to keep them fresh, and he can do that with that rotation.
Out of the shotgun, Lewis throws, caught by Jerry Porter. First down, out to the 50-yard line. Roniel Whitaker threw him out of bounds. First down, Mountaineers. Time now for our Army teammate segment. Every offseason since 1995, the Virginia Tech Hokies have had an Ironman competition. In 1998, defensive tackle Carl Bradley became the first Hokie to repeat as champion. He had surgery in the spring on his shoulder that prevented a three-peat, and the trophy remained with the defensive tackles as Chad Beasley won the 99 competition. They have an array of competitions, weightlifting, driving the truck, all sorts of things. They're on to that play now. The delay doesn't work for Coburn. He's thrown for a loss by Ben Taylor. There are the teammates. There's Chad Beasley. His dad Tom was a star at Virginia Tech in the mid-70s, went on to play for the Steelers. He's a sophomore from Gate City, Virginia. His sister Carrie played on the volleyball team at Virginia Tech. And the other Ironman, Carl Bradley, senior from Lynchburg, Virginia. 2nd and 13, 10th play of the possession. They snap it at 1. Look out, no chance to avoid John Engelberger. 4th sack for the Hokies, and Lewis is down back inside his own 40-yard line.
Well, here's Engelberger here, and what happens is the tackle thought he was getting help from his back, but Coburn came up too far inside and wasn't able to stay in there and help on Engelberger. They're trying to get 2 bodies on both Engelberger and Moore. That time, Matt Wilson didn't have any help from his running back.
Engelberger came as a walk-on to Virginia Tech, a 210-pound tight end. They bulked him up to more than 260, now on scholarship. He had scholarship offers from other smaller schools, but wanted to walk on to try to play at Virginia Tech. The screen to Coburn. Still on his feet. Down to the 45, short of the first down. And it makes it an interesting situation now for Don Nealon, but I would guess on 4th and 5, with his conservative nature, his team in the ball game, punt him in deep, let that defense keep trying to play well.
Yeah, there's a lot of time in the football game, and your punter has done a good job for you in the ball game. And field position wise, you've done a good job with your kicking game. Hope your defense can come up with a big play, a big stop, and get the football out around the 50-yard line.
We also have the relatively inexperienced quarterback in there. You'd likely need him to make a play under pressure in the passing game. Ricky Hall waiting for the punt from Fazzolari. Good snap this time. And a very high punt. Coming toward the near sideline and into the end zone. Landed inside the 5, but Richard Bryant couldn't get there in time to down it. 45-yard punt, but just a net of 25. The Hokies begin at their 20 after this.
What are you setting your sights on? And when you see it,
Will you be ready? Just pick up the phone, dial 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll get this free DVD. You'll learn about the hundreds of opportunities the Army can offer you. Skills, education, healthcare. Call 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll also get this free Boonie hat. Whatever you're looking for, the Army can help you find it.
For instant access to all of the latest college football news, scores, highlights, and analysis, bookmark CSTV.com.
What's the best thing about having 18 kids under one roof? The kids rule. Yours, Mine, and Ours is now available on pay-per-view, which means all of theirs can hang out with all of yours.
Where's my cell phone?
Check your on-screen guide for channels and start times.
This family is nuts!
Rated PG.
Lose fat, increase energy, reshape your body in record time with Fitness Made Simple's new 45-minute fat-burning workout.
There are no tricky dance moves, no high-impact gyrations, just lightweight training done at a heart-pumping cardio pace to build lean muscle and burn pounds of fat.
Work out at home with fitness celebrity John Bastow doing exercises to sculpt your chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs, and abs. Call now or order online at fitnessmadesimple.com.
Fitness Made Simple, bringing real results to real people.
Who they love and the things they hold in their hearts. For all of this, it's this simple. We need them, they need us, and we need you. The USO, until everyone comes home. To find out more about the USO and how you can help, visit USO.org.
All right, welcome back to CSTV's Retrovision, where it looks like Virginia Tech is starting to gain some momentum. West Virginia once again has the ball deep in its own territory, with backup quarterback Chad Lewis now running the show. Anthony Beck told us he wanted Lewis to know he didn't have to win this game on his own.
I'm his security blanket. You know, I know when he comes in or in practice, when he gets in his reps, you know, he looks for me to give me the rock. And, you know, I just told him when he came in the huddle and on the sidelines, you know, if he gets in tight situations, you know, if he's worried about, you know, hitting that outside route with the receivers, you know, I just told him, throw the ball anywhere in my direction, and I'll try to make a play for him.
Well, maybe Beck wasn't worried, but losing Bulger could hurt West Virginia's chances for an upset here. Let's see what the Mountaineer offense can do on this drive.
Well, it doesn't look like Mark Bulger is going to return to this game. The starting quarterback for West Virginia, already playing with a broken finger, suffered a thumb injury. Brad Lewis in for his second series, and what a place to begin. For the third time in this game, West Virginia starts from inside its own 5. They start at the 5, the 3, and the 1. From the 3, Coburn gets 1. Out to the 4, Chad Beasley made the tackle. This is the scoring summary. It was a scoreless first quarter. In the second, on 3rd down and 2, Andre Kendrick down his own sideline to make it 7-0 Virginia Tech. On 3rd and goal, West Virginia scored a 5-yard touchdown. Bulger to Corey Ivy. And then in the 3rd quarter, after the first possession of the half for Virginia Tech, Shane Graham's short field goal put the Hokies back on top. We're approaching 1 minute left in the 3rd, 2nd and 9 for West Virginia. Lewis going to throw out of his own end zone. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. And they do throw the flag. That's going to be grounding in his own end zone. And it'll be a safety if that's the call.
Well, the
referee threw the flag way behind the line of scrimmage. Nobody out near where the ball landed.
There was a receiver in the area, but he had broken his route to the inside, and the ball was thrown outside.
There was no penalty on the play, and there was a receiver in the area.
That's a good call.
Good teamwork by the officials. The referee behind the quarterback didn't see anybody near the ball, about 20 yards up the field.
Yeah, there's a receiver that's going to be out here, but he breaks his route in. Actually, right here, there is a receiver running to the sideline, but just didn't make a play on the football.
That's close. Frank Beamer doesn't like it. And Each coach has had reason to exercise his vocal cords in the direction of the officials today. Seems like those breaks have evened out.
Yeah.
3rd down and 9. Again out of his own end zone. He was stripped. This will be a safety. Chris Cyrus knocked the ball out. Lewis got it back in the end zone, and the Hokies get the safety and a 12-7 lead.
Well, they consider Chris Cyrus to be a 3rd starter. He plays behind Corey Moore, who was out got kicked in the shin on that series before. And Cyrus, they consider him to be like a starter. Watch him come in and get his hand on the football, a la Lawrence Taylor, and force the safety.
Tyrone Stith, the deepest Hokie, at his own 15. Line drive kick right to Stith. Caught it at the 17. Flags down. 2 flags thrown. Stith finally taken down at the 50. They ran more than 20 yards before Mountaineer was able to get a hand on him on that line drive kickoff. But there were 2 flags thrown. We would expect an illegal block on the return.
I think they got Philip Summers, a defensive back.
And they go block in the back during the return. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Andre Kendrick in at tailback. Vick wrapped up by Barrett Green at the 33. A gain of 2 for Michael Vick.
As good as the West Virginia defense has played in terms of making plays and making Virginia Tech earn everything, they need to try to come up with a turnover here for their offense. They've got to try to figure out a way to give their offense the short field against the Hokies here.
Richard Bryant has come in to play the corner.
Let's see if Ricky Bustle doesn't try to go right after Bryant here right away.
Vick looking in that direction. He is going after Bryant and has a man wide open. Dropped. Andre Davis got his hands on it and couldn't haul it in. He had to lay out for it. And he ran by Richard Bryant with ease.
I mean, we talked about the quarterback getting used to the speed of the game. Well, Richard Bryant has to get used to the speed of the game coming off the sideline cold. There's no way that he can be loose or ready to play. And Andre Davis just ran right by him, and it's a great throw by Michael Vick. He's made those plays this year. Doesn't come down with this one.
And that was also just about as much use of the hands by Davis that we saw Corey Ivy of West Virginia flag for in the first half. The big call. Offensive pass interference. Bryant's out of the ball game. 3rd down and 8. Here comes the blitz. Vick gets rid of it, but it's incomplete. Bounced in to Ricky Hall. And Jimmy Kibble will come on to punt with 5 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Good pressure again by West Virginia. Steve Dunlap called the blitz on the inside. It forced the quick throw and a good call. It did, in fact, bounce up into Ricky Hall.
Here's Jimmy Kibble. They have 10 men up on the line again. They came close once in the first half. Bastine caught it at the 30. And he is spun down to the 32, a 32-yard punt and a 2-yard return. And that is finally the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Virginia Tech 12 and West Virginia 7. We'll return to Mountaineer Field right after this message and a word from your local station.
Sure, they're juicy and delicious. But did you know fruits like melon and mango are packed with vitamin A to help you see better? Eating fruit can also help make your teeth, skin, and hair healthy and strong. Can your food do that? Run, throw, think, eat better. Find out more at smallstep.gov.
In times of danger and disaster, in times of peace and times of war, in times of joy and times of pain, in every corner of the world and right here at home, for their families, for their futures, for the incredible sacrifice they make for all of us, so that someday they can return to the people they love and the things they hold in their hearts. For all of this, it's this simple. We need them, they need us, and we need you. The USO. Until everyone comes home. To find out more about the USO and how you can help, visit USO.org.
On April 30th, a new era begins. The first in an evolution of college sports. As a new chapter is written, leaders will emerge and champions will rise. The 2006 CSTV Collegiate Nationals, games for a new generation.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
Long run for Lewis. He makes the grab. Here's the throw. Come home to college baseball.
Virginia Tech and West Virginia head to the fourth quarter in Morgantown, with the third-ranked team in the nation leading by 5. And West Virginia begins this possession from its own 32, first and 10.
Everyone comes home. To find out more about the USO and how you can help, visit USO.org.
On April 30th, a new era begins. The first in an evolution of college sports. As a new chapter is written, leaders will emerge and champions will rise. The 2006 CSTV Collegiate Nationals, games for a new generation.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
Long run for Lewis. He makes the grab. Here's the throw. Come home to college baseball.
Virginia Tech and West Virginia head to the fourth quarter in Morgantown, with the third-ranked team in the nation leading by 5. And West Virginia begins this possession from its own 32, first and 10. Brad Lewis still at quarterback. And the star of the offense has been Avon Coburn today, and since Lewis came into the ballgame, a very conservative, close to the vest attack for West Virginia, but they're still in the game.
Well, and I think they had to let him get a feel for the game and a feel for the speed of the game. He should have that now, and he's going to have to make some plays. You know, Dan Simmerl told us when we met with him, he didn't know he had a backup quarterback until Lewis came in and played against Syracuse, but he played very well. Now he knows he's got a backup. Right now, Brad Lewis is a starting quarterback.
And he'll compete for the starting job next year. Nice pass there to Jerry Porter. First down, out to the 49-yard line. They do have a couple of freshmen redshirting this year who'll compete for the job next year, and they have a JC quarterback coming in as well. Lewis took a pop from Corey Moore, but got the throw off to Porter. The senior from Washington, D.C., Jerry Porter's played all over the football field in his career here in Morgantown. Has played wide receiver, was the starting safety last year, has played quarterback, and is now back at wide receiver.
He's He's got a lot of skills. I mean, he's a guy who can make plays for you if you get the ball in his hands.
42-inch vertical leap at 6'3". Lewis going deep, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Porter again, and Roniel Whitaker had the coverage. Second and 10. Incomplete pass thrown by Lewis, looking for Ivy. Charlton had the coverage. Here's Michelle.
Well, you guys, a lot of celebration on the Virginia Tech bench after the safety that put the Hokies up by 5. Defensive line coach Charlie Wiles had to settle his team down, remind his players that this game is far from over, and now is the time to put a glove on the Mountaineers, as he said. Back to you.
Well, Charlie knows that 12-7 you're winning, but a touchdown and you're behind again. So a lot of football left to be played for the Hokie defense.
4 wide receivers. They've gotten a bit more frisky now with Lewis at the helm with the good field position. Throwing on first and second down. Blitz off the corner, and the pass incomplete. Intended for Antonio Brown, off his hand into the turf. It was Corey Bird, the safety, blitzing off the edge. 34 yards passing for Lewis. They had 93 before Bulger left with the injured thumb. Must be devastating for Bulger, winding toward the end of his career. The all-time passing leader. He's the record holder in 25 different categories here at West Virginia. He cried on the sideline at Syracuse when he had to leave that game. And undoubtedly very upset today about having to depart. The punt by Fazzolari. The fair catch by Hall at the 12, a 38-yard punt. 13:37 left. The Hokies lead by 5.
GoDaddy, the world's #1 domain name. Bang bang banana pants with a lazy baby bingo. It's fast, fun, and affordable to get on the internet.
Just buy any other hot internet product and your .com is just $1.99.
With your very own .com. Any other domain name for just $1.99. This train's coming in. 199.coms at GoDaddy.com.
Just go to www.godaddy.com.
It's GoDaddy!
With great privilege comes great responsibility. My generation felt that as younger people, and it's time for us to feel that again.
Growing up economically challenged, I understand what it means to be destitute. I understand how it feels to be hungry. If you help someone else, it comes around at a time when you might need help.
I like what I do. It gives me a lot of satisfaction. This is a great country. If people were to go ahead and step up to the plate by volunteering or doing something for their fellow man, this country will be greater than it ever was.
Today, our efforts are needed more than ever.
Because as a generation, we do have work to do.
Join thousands by finding which opportunity is best for you.
Lead, inspire, change the world. Again. Call 1-800-424-8867 today or visit www.getinvolved.gov. On April 30th, a new era begins. The first in an evolution of college sports. As a new chapter is written, leaders will emerge and champions will rise. The 2006 CSTV Collegiate Nationals, games for a new generation.
Long run for Lewis. He makes the grab.
College baseball is great. We have a lot of great players.
These kids are playing because they love the baseball game.
The games take on a playoff-type atmosphere.
Sliding grab.
They're very intense.
It's college baseball. You can't beat it.
Come home to college baseball.
Here's the throw.
Come home to college baseball.
First and 10, Virginia Tech. The Hokies leading by 5. Started their own 12-yard line with 13:37 left in the fourth quarter. Tyrone Stiff in the eye behind the fullback, Jarrett Ferguson. Michael Vick's been much more effective throwing here in the second half. Rolls away from the pressure. Throws on the move off the hands of his intended receiver. Bob Slokowski, the third string tight end. It'll be 2nd and 10. A yard, and that's it for Michael Vick. He ran into Chris Edmonds, the junior from Pittsburgh out of Woodland Hills High School. He moved to Pittsburgh while he was in high school from Atlanta. Wasn't going to play football before his junior year in high school. The football coach George Novak there saw him in gym class and said, hey, you have to come out for football. And that's how Edmonds wound up playing football his junior year.
Steve Dunlap really likes his versatility. He says he and Barrett Green offer them a lot of versatility. They can rush the passer. They can drop in coverage. They're both guys who can really run and play with a high motor.
Big play here. The Mountaineers could get excellent field position if they can hold on 3rd and 9. Vick throws on the run, and it is caught. What a play by Davis on a low throw. Andre Davis has the first down out of the 24, gain of 11.
Good throw by Michael Vick. Chris Edmonds was in good position in case Vick wanted to run the football. Watch as he rolls to his left. Edmonds has him right there in his sights. Vick has to throw under duress, and Davis did a nice job coming back to the football and getting his arms underneath the football for the first down. Good throw on the move by Michael Vick. Of course, he's a left-hander, so that throw a little easier for him than a right-handed quarterback moving that way. Still a good throw.
The pitch to Stiff. Staggered a little bit. And now he spins out near the 30. Well, there are a lot of folks who compare Michael Vick to Donovan McNabb. They say he's a left-handed Donovan McNabb, the former great Syracuse quarterback, now with the Philadelphia Eagles.
And there's a lot of guys here in Morgantown that compare him to Major Harris.
Yeah.
They remember what he was like, but Donovan McNabb, the most recent guy that did the kind of things Michael Vick can do. Michael Vick throws the ball very, very well. And I think Paul Pasqualone even said when they played Virginia Tech that at this stage in their career, Michael Vick a little more mature, a little ahead of where Donovan McNabb was at the same stage.
Syracuse tried to recruit Vick. He throws, and the play dropped for no gain. Ricky Hall tripped up by Corey McIntyre. Matter of fact, on the recruiting visit to Syracuse, Vick was hosted by Donovan McNabb. Michael Vick said, well, I don't want to go somewhere and be the next Don McNabb. I want to go someplace and be the first Michael Vick. And that is exactly what he is.
He's doing that. And, you know, Ricky Bussell did a great job with him last year. Even though they knew they were going to redshirt him, they took him on all the games. They dressed him for every game. They took him through the whole pregame routine and game plan routine. And that has really paid off for him this season, his first as a player.
Virginia Tech has called timeout with 11:05 remaining. Another big third down play upcoming for the Hokies.
All right, so the Hokies head to the sidelines to talk things over. But before we go to break, has anyone out there wondered exactly what a Hokie is? The answer? Absolutely nothing. Back in 1896, when Virginia A&M College changed its name to Virginia Polytechnic Institute, they had a student body contest to determine the best new cheer. A senior named O.M. Stull won first prize with his Hokie yell. When asked what it meant, Stull explained that Hokie was just a word he made up to add to his cheer as an attention getter. Over a century later, it's still the nickname for all of Virginia Tech's teams. For what it's worth, now you know why.
In the classroom, I turned my head over this way, and as a gangbanger looking at me, you know, Mad Dog me throwing signs up under the table. I feel real scared for my life.
And during that time, I wouldn't go to school. My mom would tell me, like, what are you doing for yourself? You're not doing nothing. She encouraged me to go back to school.
My neighborhood is a dangerous place. What's pushed me to graduate is my mother walking down the aisle, hearing her scream for me.
I want to graduate from my mom. She watched the distance yell at me, you got to graduate. You got to get out of high school so you can get your diploma.
And I'm going to make it, and I'm going to be somebody in life.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
In times of danger and disaster, in times of peace and times of war, in times of joy and times of pain, in every corner of the world and right here at home, for their families, for their futures, for the incredible sacrifice they make for all of us, so that someday they can return to the people they love and the things they hold in their hearts. For all of this, it's this simple. We need them, they need us, and we need you. The USO. Until everyone comes home. To find out more about the USO and how you can help, visit USO.org.
Virginia Tech now has one timeout remaining. They converted a third down a moment ago. This is a shorter yardage to make. Third down and 4. Hokies at their own 30. Andre Kendrick in at tailback. They pitch it to him. He can throw, but he's not going to try. He's belted out of bounds. And there's a flag down thrown at the feet of Michael Vick. Back in the middle of the field. Boo Sensabaugh knocked Kendrick out of bounds. And it would be short of a first down, but there was a flag thrown at the feet of Vick.
Well, I think they're going to call Mark Thurston for a personal foul. Michael Vick tossed this ball and was kind of responsible for blocking the end, just prevent the backside penetration. What a costly penalty.
Personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
They had him stopped short of the yardage.
Well, here's Thurston, and he's going to come and get tangled up with Vick after Vick makes the pitch. Now Michael Vick is just kind of minding his own business, and the shot with the shoulder unnecessary by Thurston.
Clearly a penalty.
Boy, oh boy, what a costly penalty.
There have been plays like that all season long that have really hurt the Mountaineers. Stiff has a first down to the 44-yard line. And when your team struggling and you make plays like that, ordinarily the other team capitalizes, and sometimes very quickly. Time now for our CBS Sports Line stat of the game. Average yards on first down. Huge edge there for Virginia Tech. For complete college football coverage, go to cbs.sportsline.com.
And that's pretty much been the norm for Virginia Tech. Coming into the ball game, they average 6.2 yards per play on first down. Good mixture of run, pass, and boy, I'll tell you, when you gain that many yards on first down, it just gives you so much flexibility in your offense.
And yet, just the 10 points scored by the offense on first and 10. Stiff up the middle for 1. Driven back by Greg Robinette and Ryan Brady. Brady's had a fine game today. He's another player for West Virginia who's played all over. Fullback, middle linebacker, rush linebacker, defensive tackle. He was a tailback in high school. Hard to imagine that now that he weighs 280 pounds. But at Harbor Fields on Long Island, New York, he rushed for 1,700 yards as a senior, led all of Long Island in rushing.
Just kind of got too big to play that. He said he kept getting bigger, came as a linebacker, and kept moving closer to the ball because he kept getting bigger.
Play clock at 1. Vick's sinker too hot to handle for Emmett Johnson. Well, another third down on this drive.
The only difference is much different field position. Even if you stop them here, Virginia Tech has the ability to pin your offense down very deeply. But they need to make a play on defense here.
Play clock. Did he get the timeout? Apparently they're going to give it to him just as the clock ticked to 0. But Frank Beamer exasperated because they are out of timeouts.
What are you setting your sights on? And when you see it, will you be ready? Just pick up the phone, dial 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll get this free DVD. You'll learn about the hundreds of opportunities the Army can offer you. Skills, education, healthcare. Call 1-800-645-ARMY, and you'll also get this free boonie hat. Whatever you're looking for, the Army can help you find it.
Come home to college baseball.
If you're like us, you'll never want to waste your time on a treadmill again.
This free DVD shows you how Bowflex's Tread Climber burns calories in half the time of a treadmill at the same speed. Call for yours now. You need to see this free DVD.
Tread Climber lets me get an amazingly effective cardio workout in 30 minutes. It's quick, it's easy, and it makes me feel great. And it's compact enough to fit anywhere in my home.
The Tread Climber machine combines the walking motion of a treadmill with the stepping motion of a stair stepper. So you do twice the work in one easy elliptical motion.
It feels sort of like walking in sand.
Plus it's low impact, which keeps my knees feeling great.
I know I have to take care of myself now if I want to look younger and feel younger. Tread Climber simply produces results. Call right now for your free DVD. It shows you why the Bowflex Tread Climber machine burns calories and works your heart faster than any treadmill on the market today.
More deaths than any other cancer among children under the age of 20. That's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's goal. For more information on how you can help cure blood cancers, leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma, call 1-888-HELP-LLS or visit lls.org. Soccer is about scoring goals. Life is about reaching goals. Help these kids reach theirs. Contact the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society today.
Virginia Tech leads by 5 with 9:40 left in the fourth quarter. And Virginia Tech has no timeouts. 3rd and 9. Big play. Blitz picked up. Vick throwing man open, dropped. Andre Davis wide open near the goal line, dropped the ball.
Sean, Ricky Bussell guessed right. He guessed West Virginia would blitz. He went to maximum protection. This was only a two-man route. They went with the hook and go, and Bastine was badly beaten, and the ball was perfectly thrown by Michael Vick. Just a lack of concentration at the end by Andre Davis, but they went for max protection. They blocked everybody, and Michael Vick put it right where he had to.
Jimmy Kimmel on the punt. Hangs it up very high. And it goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line. All day, West Virginia has had the long field to traverse. They're trying to console Davis on the sideline. That could have been the catch that puts the game away.
Yep. With this defense, yeah.
On first down, Avon Coburn tackled by Corey Bird at the 20. Gain of 5, Florida winner. And with Penn State's loss, the hopes for for being in the national championship game for these one-loss teams get brighter and brighter.
Yeah, and definitely you look at Florida and Tennessee. Tennessee with a big ball game to get tonight against Notre Dame. Good strength of schedule down towards the end of the season, and very much in the big picture.
Coburn, the ball carrier. And looking at the big picture again, Todd, Virginia Tech, national television today, they still have some people who doubt them because of the relative lack of the strength of schedule. They're playing in the Big East Conference, which some people around the country don't respect. So if they're looking to make a definitive statement today, they haven't done that.
No, but as we saw that score, Florida struggled with Vanderbilt. They didn't make a very definitive statement today either, and obviously Penn State didn't make a definitive statement. So it seems like it's been that kind of a Saturday, perhaps. Virginia Tech next week is also a huge test with Miami coming into town.
Coburn spinning. It'll be very close to a first down with 8:07 left. They were the three teams, the top three starting the day. Penn State now 9-1. You see Virginia Tech, and it is a first down, we can tell you. Strength of schedule, you wiped your alma mater right out of there, was number 58. It's one of the reasons why in the BCS formula they are number 3, but they've won convincingly. And when you look at comparative scores, and Frank Beamer raised this point when we chatted with him, you can make a case. I mean, they had an easier time with Clemson than did Florida State. Of course, where they played the game sometimes factors in. Now a timeout called by Lewis, leaving the Mountaineers with 2 remaining. 7:51 left. First and 10, Mountaineers when we come back.
With great privilege comes great responsibility. My generation felt that as younger people, and it's time for us to feel that again.
Growing up economically challenged, I understand what it means to be destitute. I understand how it feels to be hungry. You help someone else, it comes around at a time when you might need help.
I like what I do. It gives me a lot of satisfaction. This is a great country. If people were to go ahead and step up to the plate by volunteering or doing something for their fellow man, this country will be greater than it ever was.
Today, our efforts are needed more than ever.
Because as a generation, we do have work to do.
Join thousands by finding which opportunity is best for you.
Lead, inspire, change the world. Again. Call 1-800-424-8867 today or visit www.getinvolved.gov.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
Long live the King. The King of Spring is back on CSTV. Everyone believes that they are the rightful heir to the throne, but only one will wear the crown. This spring, the epic continues. Inside. Lacrosse, the King of Spring.
Back in Morgantown, nearly midway through the fourth quarter, Virginia Tech leads by 5. Just to go back to what we were talking about, I agree with Don Nehlen. If I voted any of these polls, I would have voted Virginia Tech #1 coming into this week for the exact reason that he mentioned. To me, they have been the most consistently impressive team at all facets of the game. Spin around by Lewis. Doesn't have anywhere to throw it, so he runs and is tackled. After a gain of 3, they want a face mask or a late hit out of bounds on the sideline. Look at Don Nehlen. Ben Taylor took him down. Maybe they thought there was some holding downfield as well.
Yeah, I think they thought there was holding downfield on their receivers that Lewis was looking for.
There's nothing wrong with that tackle.
No, the tackle was fine, but it was potentially right. No, I don't know.
That wasn't it.
Yeah, that could have been a penalty on Anthony Green.
He was actually lucky that Green didn't get called for the smacks to the face. On the run, Lewis picked up 3. to the 28, 2nd down and 7. Short drop, and that was not a good looking play. John Engelberger dropped Coburn for a loss back to the 22.
Just a great instinct play by Engelberger. They tried to run the Statue of Liberty play, fake like they're throwing down the field, and then just again a play where you try to take advantage of the aggressive nature of the defensive ends. But watch Engelberger actually playing inside at the tackle. Cyrus was in as the defensive end. Engelberger came from his tackle spot and played that play perfectly.
We got past the block of the center, John Conte. Cooper Rigo now in a tailback. On 3rd down and 13. And he can't even finish his drop. Lewis buried by Corey Moore. 3rd sack for Corey Moore and the 6th for the Hokies.
Well, Corey Moore has been somewhat quiet since early in the ball game, but he feels it right now, working one-on-one against the left tackle, Matt Wilson. And Wilson no match for Corey Moore. They've been giving Wilson help with the running back. That time they tried to get Coburn out into the pattern, and Wilson got beat.
We're talking about the difficulties for West Virginia this year. Last year they had the veteran Solomon Page at the tackle position. He left a year early for the NFL. Probably cost himself a lot of money by doing so. Booming punt by Fazzolari. Hall airborne, and lucky that he didn't really get drilled in midair. A 56-yard punt and a 10-yard return. Brian Lorenz made the tackle. 6 sacks today, 9 sacks last Saturday night over Pittsburgh. 43 now for the season to lead the Big East Conference.
Again, we talked about the depth that they have on their defensive line and how they're able to keep fresh bodies in there that can continually chase the quarterback and chase the football. It's a huge advantage for the Hokie defense.
1st and 10 with Andre Kendrick, the tailback. And he takes the toss from Vick. And drives out to the 43. Second down and 9. 5.5 minutes left. Vick, a lot of time again. Going deep again. And it is caught this time by Andre Davis at the 6-yard line. 51 yards of the completion. 2nd pass caught by Davis of more than 50 yards today. And his 6th of the year. He beat Perlo Bastine.
And give credit to Ricky Bussell. Andre Davis dropped a sure touchdown a few moments ago. They go right back at him. They say, we're not going to let you get your head down. You're still a big part of our offense. You're still our big play threat. We'll come right back to you with the football. And this time he locks it up. I just slipped to the restroom a minute ago and I ran into the wide receiver coach, Tony Ball, who was in there at the same time. He said he was shaking his head. He couldn't believe that Andre dropped that touchdown. He says he doesn't drop many. Well, he didn't drop that one.
Kendrick moved out of the backfield. Stiff moves into the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. And they'll go for 2.
Virginia's defense has played valiantly all day, but they have just run out of stops here. Physical, give to the tailback, good blocking up front by Virginia Tech. Sean, I think one of the best things about Virginia Tech is I've watched them over the last couple years is their strength and conditioning program. We saw the Iron Hokie contest. Mike Gentry is their strength and conditioning coach, and I think this is a team that really puts a lot of emphasis, does a great job with the speed work and the strength work and the power work. They're a physical football team that wears people out in the 4th quarter.
This is their first try for 2 this season. Vick's going to try to throw for it. Green stripped the ball. There is a flag down in the end zone. For the moment, the try for 2 has failed. Frank Beamer saying that's my bad. They might get another chance at it, depending on what the flag's about. They will get another shot at it.
holding on the defense. The try will be repeated from the 1 1/2 yard line.
This is Ricky Hall coming in motion, going to probably cross the field here on the 2-point play, and there's the hold right there. Perlo Bastien got a hold of the jersey.
Well, the Mountaineers, the least penalized team in the conference, starting the day, been penalized 10 times today. Now they're going to kick it. And Shane Graham adds the extra point. 19-7. And 93 straight PATs made by Shane Graham.
Hoop fans, don't miss your chance to go to the 2007 Men's Final Four at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, March 31st and April 2nd. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for your tickets online. That's ncaasports.com.
And don't forget the 2007 Women's Final Four, April 1st and 3rd at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for tickets online. That's ncaasports.com, the official website of the NCAA.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
Long live the king. The King of Spring is back on CSTV. Everyone believes that they are the rightful heir to the throne, but only one will wear the crown. This spring, the epic continues.
Inside.
Lacrosse, the King of Spring.
Virginia Tech with its largest lead now, 19-7. Just under 5 minutes left. Michael Vick, much different passer in the second half.
Yeah, he was 2 of 11 in the first half and came out and hit his first couple passes in the third quarter and has been a different player ever since. You got to remember, he's still a redshirt freshman. I mean, he's still seeing things for the first time, and his first tough test on the road, and he's passing the test here in the second half.
Good high kickoff by Jimmy Kimmel. Down to Richard Bryant. He fumbled the football. It's picked up and advanced by Anthony Green. Excuse me, Boo Sensabaugh, number 19, not 49 Green. And there's a late flag down. Sensabaugh brought it all the way down to the 38-yard line. And there was a flag at the end of the play.
Well, we've seen the ball bounce the other way for the Mountaineers today. This time it bounces in their favor. You see Bryant coming up on the middle return, the ball out and right up on the scoop to Sensabaugh. A missed tackle there by Whitaker and a good return.
Philip Hicks knocked it out. Sensabaugh picked it up.
Personal foul. Late out of bounds on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Well, needing 2 touchdowns. West Virginia needs plenty of breaks, and they just got a couple on this play. It was the kicker, Kibble, who jumped on the pile a little bit late out of bounds.
Kickers.
Wasn't exactly a ferocious blow either. I mean, you got to hit him out of bounds. Don't sit on top of him.
Gotta hit him, get a hit in.
Yeah, get a hit in. Earn you 15.
Well, for Brad Lewis right now, 4:43, you said it, they need 2 touchdowns, so he's got to be thinking, hurry up here. They need a quick score and then a defensive stop. They can't allow too much time to run off the clock. They got to try to get a quick score here to get to 19-14.
And the Virginia Tech 24, the quick slant, catch made. Ivy escaped and got close to the first down at the 14-yard line. They might stop the clock to measure it. They do stop it. We'll examine the situation with 4:34 left, and they're going to bring on the Stays.
This is good. Brad Lewis has got the play already. Kind of got to go into a hurry-up mindset here, knowing you need the 2 scores.
Just a couple of inches shy.
Second and short.
Second and inches. Out of the gun. Lewis toward the end zone into traffic. He was fortunate to get away with that into double coverage. Jamel Smith and Ike Charlton defending Anthony Becht.
Yeah, Ike Charlton just really lured that throw by Brad Lewis. He left his coverage. Jamel Smith was covering the receiver, and Ike Charlton just came off of his man and played right to the football. Just couldn't come down with the catch. A veteran move by Ike Charlton.
Sean Tafoya tells us Avon Coburn suffered a bruised left knee, but he is in there. See if they'll run the ball just to try to get that first down. And if he got it, it wasn't by much. Hit the pile and went down. Chris Cyrus had the primary hit. And they might have to measure a game with 4 minutes and 17 seconds left.
And officials flag.
Been running most of the time successfully with a fullback in the ball game. That was a pass set with no fullback, just a single back, and they did get the first down but not by very much. I'd look to try to get the ball to Jerry Porter again here. He's a big target at 6'3", 215 pounds. Try to let him go up and make a play for you. Try to make a big play, big catch on the football.
Out of the gun, 4-man rush. Lewis taken down. Both ends got him that time. Corey Moore and John Engelberger. Might be a slight gain on the play.
Corey Moore, just, you know, when he gets it going, he can really put some problems on your team. Here they got 2 guys working on him, the fullback and the tackle, but he chases the play down. That 4.38 speed shows you he can do a lot of things chasing the football.
2nd and 9. Again, just the 4-man rush. Lewis throws off the hands of his intended target, Anthony Becht. We laid out for it, but couldn't take it in. Becht playing with a sore foot. When we visited with him yesterday, he was wearing a walking cast on that left foot.
Well, they had it to little post on Jamel Smith. He had him turned around, just couldn't get his other hand onto the football. Ball a little bit out in front of him by Brad Lewis, but he had what he wanted. Single coverage working against the linebacker Jamel Smith.
3rd and 9 with 3.5 minutes left. Virginia Tech leads by 12. Lewis with time, throws, caught right at the first down marker by Becht. He was in a crowd surrounded by Michael Hawks and Jamel Smith. And it'll be 4th down if he didn't make it.
Well, 2nd down, here he is again. Becht, 2nd down, they ran the post. This time they ran the hook. Jamel Smith still in coverage. Out of position both times. That was a good throw by Brad Lewis. Get it to the tight end quick. Let him try to fight for the first down.
And another measurement. And a first down.
Measurements working out great for West Virginia. It's allowing them to save their timeouts. They have 2 timeouts left.
First and goal to go for the Mountaineers.
Gives them plenty of time to call plays in the huddle and get up and not burn much time off the clock.
2 tight ends in the game. Coburn the lone back on first and goal from the 4. The fade thrown by Lewis. It is caught. Touchdown, West Virginia. Jerry Porter.
Yep. Jerry Porter is a big physical athlete, 6'3", 215. He's got a 42-inch vertical jump. This is a high percentage play. Throw it up, let him go up and make a play. It's a perfect throw by Brad Lewis. You've got the mismatch out there, and they get the touchdown.
The extra point good from Jay Taylor. Well, the Mountaineers have had poor field position so many times today. A great field position after the break on the fumbled kickoff that was advanced, and then the personal foul penalty. Needed 7 plays to go the 24 yards for this touchdown.
Great throw by Taylor. Great catch by Porter. He's got the big hands, and Don Nehlen knows his team right back in it. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the ball game. And the Mountaineers really don't even need to be thinking onside kick here. They can kick the ball deep and hope their defense can come up with one more stop, and they've got 2 timeouts to use to stop the clock if they have to.
Sure, they're juicy and delicious. But did you know fruits like melon and mango are packed with vitamin A to help you see better? Eating fruit can also help make your teeth, skin, and hair healthy and strong. Can your food do that? Run, throw, think, eat better. Find out more at smallstep.gov.
Attention, stop neglecting your family's health because you don't have health insurance.
Prudent Choice is a nationwide network of 850,000 premier healthcare providers offering huge discounts, all for little more than $1 a day. There are no deductibles, no waiting period, and you can't be turned down for any reason.
I saved $4,000 on my medical bills.
Call 1-800-365-7185. Get $300 in free healthcare plus 2 months free with membership.
If you or someone you care about was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, AML, you may be entitled to compensation. So call now for a free consultation. Acute myeloid leukemia, AML, is a form of leukemia linked to benzene exposure. Thousands of people in the petroleum, rubber, and printing industries may be exposed to benzene and may have developed AML.
Call now at 1-800-746-2060. That's 1-800-746-2060.
On a good day, I would barely make a splash. Now, I hope for as much impact as possible.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Welcome back to CSTV's Retrovision. West Virginia has just gotten within striking distance after Porter's touchdown with 3:09 remaining. Let's get you back out to Morgantown, see how the Hokies respond.
Tyrone Stiff, the tailback. He takes the handoff, has a hole on the left side, has a first down and more out to the 35-yard line. Leg tackled by Bastine. A 15-yard run for Stiff.
I mentioned earlier that Ricky Bussell thought that Tyrone Stiff was the best running back, the complete package that they've had in a long time. Showing you how hard a physical runner he is. Again, the strength and conditioning program of Virginia Tech doesn't just affect their linemen. There's Ricky Bussell there, offensive coordinator. Doesn't just affect their linemen, their running backs, all of them. Physical kids. Tyrone Stiff really runs it up in their heart.
They started the year with 4 straight 100-yard games. first Tech player under Frank Beamer to have 4 100-yard games in a row. He gets the call again and gets banged down at the 39 by Kyle Caden, sophomore from Fremont, Ohio. And the clock runs under 2.5 minutes remaining.
West Virginia will probably wait and see what they do on this play here, and then they may elect to use one of their timeouts. Hope they can get a good stop here on 2nd down and then stop the clock just under 2 minutes. Michael Vick, again, a redshirt freshman, doing a smart thing here. He's using all of the play clock. He did it on the last play. He's doing it right now. It's down to 7 seconds right now. He'll let it get all the way down to 1 before he snaps the ball.
Stiff again. Lost the football. Sensabaugh has it at the 32. Barrett Green belted it out, and Sensabaugh recovered at the 32-yard line.
Don Nehlen says Barrett Green has been his best defender all season. He couldn't have made a bigger play at a bigger time for the Mountaineers. Watch this explosive tackle. Really lays it to Chiron Stiff. The ball pops up in the air, and Sensabaugh, for the 2nd time in a row, corrals a loose football. Don Nehlen knows it's paid off. We got the football back. We got 1:45 and 2 timeouts to win the football game.
And Virginia Tech cannot stop the clock. Avon Coburn is the tailback. Lewis comes out throwing. Zips one. What a catch by Becht! All out at the 15-yard line. 17 yards on the game.
Another nice connection from Lewis to Becht. Great extended catch by Becht. Giving up the body for the catch. The biggest thing Brad Lewis has to think right now is be patient. I've got the timeout.
That's right.
Calm down and don't take a sack. Do not give Virginia Tech a sack in this situation.
He has time and the timeouts. He throws to the sideline. That's a catch, say the officials. Seth Abraham just inside the 10-yard line.
Again, another nice throw by Lewis. The feet clearly in. Those are the kind of catches when you're a receiver you practice when you're a little kid, staying in, you know, calling the play-by-play yourself and keeping those feet right on the sideline. Great catch.
First catch of the year for Seth Abraham. Bulgers stand in. Brad Lewis performing well at crunch time. 2nd and 4. Engelberger missed him, but they don't miss him the 2nd time. David Pugh with the middle pressure. And a crucial sack, a huge sack for Virginia Tech. Back at the 18-yard line, the 7th sack for the Hokies.
You know, David Pugh, here he is right here. He got the critical sack in the game against Pittsburgh last week. Pitt was 1st and goal on the 1 with a chance to get right back in the game. And he made a huge sack on David Priestley. This time, he comes from the inside and gets the sack on Brad Lewis.
From the 18, 3rd and 13. They're in 4-down territory. Lewis throws. It is caught. Touchdown! Corey Ivey! Can make it back in from the headset cord.
Wow is right. Great throw. How about the poise of Brad Lewis? Amazing. Coming in for Mark Bulger. In the heat of battle, throwing strikes for the Mountaineers.
2 tight ends. They'll try the fade again. It's incomplete. So now Virginia Tech can win it with a field goal. They have 1:15, no timeouts.
Hey, Zachary. You looking good?
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 166. The odds say it's time to listen. To learn the signs of autism, visit autismspeaks.org.
Relive all of the great moments from this year's NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. Order the official NCAA Men's Basketball Championship DVD. Follow the high-flying excitement from the early rounds to the Final Four and the crowning of the 2006 national champions. In addition to the championship game broadcast and highlights from each round, there's exclusive behind-the-scenes access from the coaches and players, a must-have for any basketball fan. To order, call 800-825-8558 or log on to ncaasports.com/home video.
Long live the king. The King of Spring is back on CSTV. Everyone believes that they are the rightful heir to the throne, but only one will wear the crown. This spring, the epic continues.
Inside.
Lacrosse, the King of Spring.
Welcome back to CSTV's Retrovision. In an amazing turn of events, West Virginia now has the lead with 1:15 on the clock. Can Michael Vick save his team's undefeated season? Let's take it back to Morgantown and find out.
The stadium now on the hill slope. Behind the stands in the end zone trying to see in. Many of them left when Tech made it 19-7. Still time for this outstanding Tech team to try a game-winning field goal. Even score a touchdown. They have an outstanding field goal kicker who can hit from long range. Taylor's kickoff. Stiff in the corner. All the way out to the 16-yard line.
Sean, we talked to Don Nealon the other day, and we asked him about the big wins in his program, and he talked about the 88 win over Penn State, and he talked about the 93 win over Miami when they were ranked number 4. Boy, this one here would rank right up there with all the great wins in his career here.
Shane Graham, the field goal kicker for Virginia Tech, does have 50-yard plus range, made a 52-yarder last week at Pitt, has a career long of 53 last year against Clemson. No timeouts left. Vick throws it too hard. Intended for Andre Davis. He's the speedy guy you would think might be going deep in this instance. They had him underneath trying for the run and catch.
He's the guy that can split this defense. And Michael Vick now his biggest test of his young career right now. 1:06 left in the ball game, no timeouts. He's got to hit a couple big plays down the field.
Virginia Tech trying to keep its national title hopes alive. There's a start. Terrell Parham with his first catch of the day. The redshirt freshman from Bartow, Florida, gets them out to the 29. Penn State lost today. They were number 2 in the BCS standings. Virginia Tech had the opportunity, it seemed, to move up. They certainly cannot afford a loss with an eye toward the national title. That strength of schedule factored in. Vick on the roll, throws toward the middle. It is caught short of the first down and inbounds. Ricky Hall driven back by Gary Tompkins. He came up a yard short of the first down, and the clock runs to 45 seconds.
You got to do something to kill the clock here. You just take the ball and throw it or call your play, but don't waste too much time. Michael Vick wasting too much time right now.
They're about 25 yards away from a makeable field goal try for Graham. Vick on the roll. He's across the line of scrimmage. Up the sideline. Very close to field goal range. Out of bounds at the 36. From here it would be a 53-yard field goal, and Graham has made one from that distance in his career.
He made a 52-yarder last week against Pitt.
He was looking like he was running out of bounds. And we kind of laid off, and we were going to let him run out, and all of a sudden he sticks his foot in the ground and gets up the field another 15, 20 yards, and I was in shock. I was just like, what's going on?
They can't waste much time. Vick throws. Is that a catch? The officials look at each other. It is caught by Ricky Hall, but he's short of the first down, and the clock is running.
They got to spike the ball and try the field goal right here.
They spike it. And here comes Shane Graham, the senior from Dublin, Virginia. 3 times first team All-Big East.
Number 91.
One of the great kickers in Virginia Tech history, one of the best in the country. And this is going to be a try of 44 yards from the right hash mark, and the Mountaineers will call a timeout. What a big scramble by Michael Vick on the play up the sideline to get them into the field goal territory.
You know, we thought he was wasting too much time on with the clock running, getting his team set, and then he made the huge play scrambling out of the pocket. The clock running, he can't find anybody open, and then just the athletic ability of Michael Vick. A tired West Virginia defense, he gets around the perimeter, and then instead of running out of bounds, goes right up the sideline and adds about 15, 20 yards to this run. Great effort by Michael Vick.
Shane Graham, the kicker, 10 out of 13 in field goals this year, 3 of 4 from between 40 and 49 yards. This will be a 44-yard try. He's the all-time leading scorer in the history of the Big East. And when we talked with Frank Beamer, he said Shane Graham has made every big kick we've ever asked him to make. Here's the biggest. To keep their national title hopes alive from 44 yards. It's long enough. It is right down the middle. Good for Shane Graham. They're still alive in Blacksburg.
So there you have it. The Mountaineers almost pull off the upset, but Michael Vick's remarkable run helped move the Hokies into field goal range. Shane Graham did the rest with a 44-yard field goal to keep the Hokies' national championship hopes alive. It was a heartbreaking loss for the Mountaineers, and the second straight week, West Virginia lost a fourth-quarter lead against a ranked team.
A lot of guys, you know, put it on the line that day. There was a lot of emotion. You know, guys went above and beyond the call of duty. And when he hit that field goal, it was definitely kind of a shocking moment. And you know, we moved on and finished the year as strong as we could. But it was definitely something that we felt we left on the field, and it was an opportunity that we had that we let go.
The victory propelled Virginia Tech to number 2 in the BCS standings, while at the same time eliminating the Mountaineers from postseason play. After this scare, the Hokies finished the regular season with a perfect record and a shot at the national title. At 11-0 and armed with the nation's most electrifying player, Virginia Tech met Florida State in the Sugar Bowl for the national championship. Vick's performance on the stage that night was magnificent, single-handedly keeping the Hokies close against the mighty Seminoles. In the end, Florida State overwhelmed Virginia Tech to earn the title, but Vick had shown the world what he could do, and the world was impressed. Thanks for watching CSTV's Retrovision. I'm Seth Davis.
Howie the Hawk is a tough guy. I've seen him fight some mascots, I've seen him fight some students.
Howie was attacking the main Wildcat, but it's fun.
Howie can take on anybody. Howie the Hawk rules. He's a mad, mad hawk.
We love Howie! Thank you, CSTV, thank you!
Purchase Skywalker, the David Thompson story on VHS or DVD. Get the complete program as seen on TV, plus an additional 15 minutes of highlights, photographs, and interviews. Call and order now at 1-800-510-1913 or order online at TryMotionFilms.com. See more with Michael Jordan. How would he have guarded David Thompson?
That would be tough.
Buy the VHS or the DVD, the t-shirt, and the books. Call and order now at 1-800-510-1913. When athletes become legends, they stretch the boundaries of what was thought to be possible. This is a story about basketball's first high flyer.
David Thompson was a flawless basketball player. What was truly unique was that you had a guy who could fly, who could soar, who could do everything physically, and then really had a game as well.
He's my inspiration. I think, as I was growing up. I grew up watching NC State. I was a David Thompson fan. I enjoyed the way he played, his aggressiveness, his scoring capabilities. And at 6'4", being able to play his game above the rim was truly amazing for any kid to watch.
Thompson's style would have a huge impact on college basketball. His accomplishments would rank him as one of the top players in the history of the game. After turning pro, Thompson would surprise and impress even the NBA's toughest defenders.
The guy had one of the fastest first steps in the league. And see, he was not big. David, I know he probably wanted to call himself 6'3.5", but he was probably more like 6'2", but he jumped like he was 6'9.5".
If David Thompson played in today's game, he'd be an all-star, he'd be all-NBA, he'd be on the USA national team, he would be an MVP candidate.
David was like Joe Montana, Tiger Woods, or Michael Jordan. They're always going to have the perfect endings.
In the 1960s, America was a country deeply divided and segregated by race. Civil rights leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. would demand equal rights for all Americans, for housing, in the workplace, and in public schools.
In 1967-68, Crest High School was opened as a totally integrated, totally consolidated school for southwestern Cleveland County. David Thompson, probably as much as anyone, gets a lot of credit for making that transition very smooth in an area of the South that perhaps things couldn't have gone smoothly.
David would become the star of the newly integrated team. He could handle the basketball and lead the break, had a silky smooth jumper. But his passion was taking the ball to the hoop.
Oh, the best skill he had was jumping. He could jump plumb out of the gym. I never saw him touch the top of the board or take a dime or a quarter off the top of the board, but he could get up there that high. He could touch his elbow under him.
David showed signs of greatness and amazing athletic ability, the roots of which came from hard work.
He worked out like a football player or either a track guy. He ran extra 3 miles every day, and he did extra squats. He could lift 125 pounds per leg. He could do it 25 times straight.
Unlike the inner city neighborhoods that were the origin for many black athletes, David grew up in the rural countryside of Boiling